you speak, they hear a prophet. When Strauss...
He was no longer a government employee, yet he appears to have had unlimited access
Exactly.
to Dr. Oppenheimer's file.
So someone with high clearance.
Do you or do you not believe that Dr. Oppenheimer is a security risk?
The impact of the gadget on civilization.
Think about whether the means justify the ends any longer, because
They made a meeting to ask.
the enemy, who are the greatest threat to mankind, it's our work.
So they,
Hitler's dead. It's true. We can't end this war.
But how do we justify using this weapon on human beings?
that's a very good question.
We imagine a future, and our imaginings horrify us. They won't fear it until they understand it, and they won't understand it until they've used it.
So you wanna drop a bomb?
Terrible secret of Los Alamos. Our work here
Just
will
to
ensure
prove a
peace
point.
mankind has never seen. A peace based on the kind of always envisaged.
Well, we have plutonium.
Years and $1 billion worth?
Hard to put a price.
Seems like the bomb is ready to be detonated.
Birth control is a little out of my jurisdiction, General.
Oh, yeah, there. She's pregnant again. Right, I like the fact that they had a meeting to question if it will be the best case to continue building the bomb, even if Germany was surrendering.
Trinity.
Trinity? I hope I understood correct.
Folks, head down. Okay. Everybody ready?
I feel like Oppenheimer did some bad choices.
Learn something.
Yeah, we learned we're gonna need to be a lot farther away.
Well, figure it out, fast. We leave for Washington in the morning. We're gonna give him a date.
Like, seeing Gene was a bad mistake. Bringing his brother on was a bad mistake.
You're meeting the Secretary of War.
Just because we're building it doesn't mean we get to decide how it's used.
History will judge us, Robert.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we can tell you.
You and Einstein with your letter to Roosevelt saying we could build a bomb.
Against Germany.
That's not how weapons manufacture.
Yeah, you cannot just be like, okay.
Fermi's in the meeting. Lars is in the
They're
meeting.
not you. You're the great salesman of science. You can convince anyone of anything. Even yourself.
It doesn't work like this. You're like, okay, we can build this bomb. Okay, our enemy doesn't build one, so we should stop too. Doesn't work like that.
20 or 30,000 dead?
But don't underestimate the psychological impact of an atomic explosion.
What about these people?
I'd be up in that plane. If we announce it and it fails to
They're
go
legit
off,
talking how to
we scupper any
nuke
chance of a Japanese
Japan.
surrender.
We have a list of 12 cities to choose from. Sorry, 11. I've taken Kyoto off the list due to its cultural significance to the
Wow.
Japanese people.
So considerate.
There. It's a magnificent city.
Okay, if you had you there, let's not nuke it, right?
How open can we be with the Soviets?
Secrecy won't stop the Soviets from becoming part of the atomic world.
They're gonna want one too.
But as soon as it's practical, we should sever any such scientist from the program. Wouldn't you agree, Doctor?
Why are you putting him in such a spot?
Can you give us a working bomb by then?
Absolutely.
Oh,
We'll
wow.
Test fire before the conference.
And the thing is that, of course, if one country has an atomic bomb, other superpowers want a freaking atomic bomb.
South 10,000. And base camp is 10 miles south here.
Don't let them slow us down. We're firing on the 15th.
The 15th. That's
The
not...
15th.
We're gonna rush. I
Well,
guess
they're
who
here.
needs sleep, right? Couldn't they just nuke an ocean? Like, could they nuke like maybe an island next to Japan or something? That's like a bullet going into like a shell. Oh,
Everybody out.
shoulda, coulda, woulda. Guys, if something goes wrong, this thing is gonna explode in their faces.
Do it. anything else that might stop us.
Bad weather, your conscious, the idea that you're creating something that could kill the planet. I don't know, I could think about a few stuff.
I'll send a message. If it's gone our way, take in the sheets.
Okay, if we are succeeded, the message is take in the sheets.
Break a leg.
Break a leg. Holy weather. I told you guys weather. Oh my god, my forehead.
20,000 tons of TNT. And does anyone want the side action on atmospheric ignition?
Are they taking bets or something?
A month of my salary against $10. Says it does.
So they are not sure if the sticky thingies they put in the bomb will detonate it when it lands, like
Away from the steel tower with the atomic bomb.
they're gonna do it anyway. I feel like this movie is so difficult to follow along.
Sign your forecast. If you're wrong, I'll hang you. Tell them all. 5:30. 5:30. 5:30.
I don't know, I feel like this movie makes me feel stupid.
Well, we had a moment where it looked like the chain reaction from an atomic device might never stop.
And it's still close to zero.
Fire to the atmosphere.
Why is Fermi still taking side bets on it?
Call it gallows humor.
It's so funny.
There's a chance that when we push that button, we destroy the world.
Yes,
Our research
yes.
over 3 years supports that conclusion. Except it's the most remote possibility.
How remote?
Chances are near zero.
Near. Yes.
You won from theory alone.
Finally.
Zero would be nice.
Or, you know, the probability that happened, none.
1 hour, 58 minutes. Well, no.
Well, it did clean up.
The arming party's left zero. They're heading this way. Throwing your switches. Turn the cars. Ready for emergency evacuation.
Man, and these violins, the urgency, the time passing, I can hear it in the music. Yes, yes, I can hear it. Okay, guys, the moment of truth. I'm not stressed, you're stressed. You're stressed. T minus 20.
20 minutes.
Or 200 in this case? Because I think T minus 20 is like 20 seconds. Sun cream?
Now, the glass stops the UV.
That's so cute.
Best of luck.
That's the glass stops the UV, so cute, right?
Blow up the world.
Oh, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for that. We're gonna be trying not to blow up the world.
Watch that needle. If the detonators don't charge, and the voltage drops below 1 volt, you hit that button, you abort. Understood?
Understood.
No pressure. This is stressing. It's like waiting to see if you get like a pregnancy test, you know, something like that, and you don't know what's gonna happen. Nine, 2, 1. I should have freaking wore glasses. Well, it's impressive. It's like a mushroom cloud. Can you imagine that the people from Hiroshima and Nagasaki saw something way worse than this? I mean, not exactly the people from the city, but the ones around them.
And now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Destroyer of worlds 100%. True, because sound travels differently. This guy. Yay. I mean, I'm happy for their accomplishment and the fact that someone is so smart to think about this kind of stuff, but I'm not saying it's not an achievement. It's an amazing achievement. It's just that the destruction you can cause with it. I don't know. I just don't feel it in my heart to really be. I mean, by the way they put the situation, you know, that the Japanese wouldn't have stopped the war. Oh my god, that poor baby.
We'll take it from here.
You're not useful anymore. Goodbye. That's Hiroshima and the other one is Nagasaki. There you go.
Brief Stalin. And what's now?
It's up to the CO in the Pacific.
Yeah, well, let's clean our hands now.
To Washington.
What for?
Not important anymore.
As best I can.
Basically, no promises. But hey, you know, you'll get a Nobel for it. Congratulations.
Would the Japanese surrender if they knew what was coming?
Probably. But, like they said in that meeting,
How the hell does Sulu know about the Japanese?
they need to see, right, that it works.
Until somebody builds a bigger one.
Some hydrogen bomb. I can still hear those chains on the wood. Even now.
Anything?
From what I remember from my classes, I think the bombs were called Fat Boy and Little Man or something similar to this.
It is the harnessing of the basic powers of the universe.
I just got goosebumps everywhere.
It's been a long road.
I think one of the wisest things I ever did was when I selected the director of Los Alamos.
I know what they're celebrating, don't get me wrong. I understand. It just doesn't sit well with me.
The world will remember this day.
Oh, they will definitely will remember it. We definitely do.
But I'll bet the Japanese didn't like it.
I think his consciousness is conscious? No, conscious.
I'm so proud.
He's kicking his butt right now.
I just wish we had it in time to use against the Germans.
Yeah. Would have been great to kill even more people and destroy the land. Holy sh! That's probably what remains after our body gets, I don't know, pulverized. I understand that they wanted to bring the Americans home, like the American army that was in Japan and they were fighting a war, and with this show of strength the war stopped and they saved the lives, you know, they saved the life of the Japanese people, they saved the life of the American people, but still. A radiation sickness? Radiation poisoning? Father of the atomic bomb. Time magazine.
Hiroshima was...
And Nagasaki.
And Nagasaki, yes.
It's that now is our chance to secure international cooperation on atomic energy, and I'm concerned.
Do you know when the Soviets are gonna have the bomb?
I don't think I could give it.
Never. I don't think so.
Oh,
They'll put everything they have in.
Building their own bomb.
I hear you're leaving Los Alamos. What should we do with it?
Give it back to the Indians.
Blasphemy.
We have to build up Los Alamos, not shut it down.
Of course they were not supposed to stop there.
I feel that I have blood on my hands.
Oh. Told you guys, conscious.
Nagasaki gives a shit who built the bomb?
That's true too. They care who... yeah.
I did. Hiroshima isn't about you.
I think you guys can share the fault, honestly. If the president wanna take the responsibility for it, let him.
Don't let that crybaby back in here.
Cry, baby. Well, I guess having feelings and remorse.
Robert, my son and his fiancée are desperate to meet the father of the atomic bomb, so...
Salute. You see, like, I feel like he's always giving this guy jabs.
What do you think, Louis? I think it must have been a blow for you. For the world.
Louis.
The world? What does Fuchs mean to the rest of the world?
So there was a mole.
He was a war hero. He'd already told everyone about his past.
Borden dredged it all up.
How could Borden?
They just fixed it.
I felt, could it have been Nichols?
No, I can't imagine him do that. Whoever did unleashed a firestorm that burned a path
Whoever.
from the White House right to my desk, the AEC. You see him, a lowly shoe salesman.
Of course, because you are a self-made man, aren't you?
There were many who thought themselves lucky, who climbed out of the ruins of their homes, only slightly.
He cannot even watch those pictures.
They died anyway.
Radiation.
They died days or weeks later.
Of this Cold War with Russia. Which physicist? I think you knew him. Patrick Blackett.
The professor.
Why not? It's not the right use of our resources. Is that what you really believe?
He wants to continue his research.
Then the day will come when people will curse the name of Los Alamos.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Those were your words from the other day.
We needed to pivot.
But how would you know what Time magazine is gonna write?
Henry Luce is a friend.
Yeah, he told him exactly what he needs to write. This guy is so slimy, such a rat.
You sat here and let me tell you how it's done. But you've been far ahead all along.
Survival in Washington is about knowing how to get things done.
Ratting.
That is the straws.
Lewis brought me to Princeton, Kitty.
And then you humiliated him in front of Congress.
Yeah, finally, Kitty. Finally, Kitty. You go, girl.
How'd I do?
Wake up! It is Strauss. It's always been straws, and you know it. Why won't you fight him?
Yeah, why? Why won't you fight him?
Your conclusions will be, and they'll have to be answered.
Whoever passes them to McCarthy?
My nose smelling traitors.
We need a systematic destruction of Oppenheimer's credibility so he can never again speak on matters of national security.
Because you don't like what he's saying against you.
But offer him the chance to appeal.
As you can see, Robert, it's not yet signed. May I keep this?
I hate when people rat like this.
Defense counsel will not. A closed hearing.
So-called derogatory information.
Oh, look how much information those have.
Reporters. No burden of proof.
No burden of proof.
We're not convicting. We're just denying.
Yeah, you're just there. It's not gonna be recorded, basically. Or televised or anything.
Power stays in the shadows.
But you know...
You're out of the shadows now.
Yeah, that's why this has to work.
Well, Teller's testifying this morning. That'll help. And then Hill is in the afternoon.
Hill is gonna help us too.
Such a good actor, Iron Man.
If you do decide to appeal, then they'll have to send you a copy. Take my car and driver, I insist.
They played him like a fiddle. So unfair.
I'll have to consult my lawyers, Louis.
I'm sorry it's come to this, Robert. I think it's
course.
wrong.
These empty apologies are my favorite. I'm so sorry, Robert. That was never intended.
Get it all on the record.
Won't be a fair fight. During your interview with Boris Pash in 1943, did you...
Look at the information he's...
I think we should get back to first-hand information.
This is firsthand.
For you.
There was a recording of the interview.
Where?
And why would anyone make up such an elaborate story?
Because I was an idiot.
Why lie?
Well, clearly, with
He
the
was trying
intention
to
of not revealing
protect.
who the intermediary was.
Yeah.
Hakon Chevalier, the communist. Is he still your friend?
Yes.
Can you just save your own ass?
You know who else the prosecution has called?
Teller, obviously. And he is loyal to the United States, to his friends, to the institutions of which he is part.
Eat.
Eat and start fighting a little bit. He's just taking it. Every single blow he's taking it. I hate that.
Why go through all this against the man who has accomplished what Dr. Oppenheimer?
Exactly.
We have an A-bomb and a whole series of it. We have a whole series of super bombs. What more do you want? Mermaids.
Unicorns, maybe. Yetis.
And I feel it a necessity.
Mr. Chairman, our next scheduled witness, Dr. Lawrence, has apparently come down with colitis.
His friend.
That is correct. Prior to the writing of the letter, did you discuss the writing of the letter with anybody attached to the Atomic Energy Commission?
Of course the lawyer doesn't get one, of course.
One in front of me. Would you please be so kind as to read it, sir?
Oh, he did get one, wow.
Mr. Hoover, the purpose of this letter is to state... I'm sorry, if I could have...
What is the purpose of the delay? He's simply going to read the letter.
He wants to prepare. Exactly.
that are not part of the indictment from Nichols? Accusations of a kind that I don't think belong here.
Exactly.
How long has counsel been in possession of this letter?
I don't think I should be subject to cross-examination by you, Mr. Garrison.
Classified.
On the board have all read the letter. Wouldn't it be better to have it in the record? Let's proceed.
Of course, of course. Let's proceed.
That more probably than not, Robert Oppenheimer is an agent of the Soviet Union. More probably than not, he has since acted under a Soviet directive in influencing United States military policy.
I'm sorry, Robert.
Intelligence
There's nothing he can do.
policy.
Ever going to tell the truth about what's happening here?
Of course not.
We will now
You're crazy.
hear from Dr. David Hill.
I hate when there is so much injustice in one thing. So they used him, they used his brain, they used his geniuses, they created their bomb, and then like, you know what? Get fucked.
I've been asked to testify about Louis Strauss. The views I have to express are my own, but I believe that much I have to say will help to indicate.
This is the guy who played Freddie Mercury.
No, because of the personal vindictiveness he demonstrated against Dr. Oppenheimer.
Finally. Okay, at least hopefully this goes somewhere.
Initiated and carried through largely through the animus of Louis Strauss.
Louis, I hope you rot.
Strauss turned to the personnel security system in order to destroy Oppenheimer.
Yes, yes.
Strauss was able to find a few ambitious men who also disagreed with Oppenheimer's positions and envied him his prestige in government circles.
He definitely did.
In hands which I understand better, and therefore trust more.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
A lot of words, a lot of bullshit.
Sorry.
You're sorry?
You shook his hand? Oh, I would have spit in his.
Yes, Kitty!
Grabe must see what Rob is doing. Well, why doesn't he just shut him down?
Kitty has more cojones than Robert.
Under the current AEC guidelines, would you clear Dr. Oppenheimer today?
No, he wouldn't. We already know that because your questions are loaded.
Good. Thank you, General. That is all.
But I don't think I'd clear any of those guys.
That's all.
Of course, that's what you wanted to hear. That's why the question.
I would not clear him today if I were on the commission.
Good. Thank you, General. That is all.
But I don't think I'd clear any of those guys.
That's all.
Of course he wouldn't clean anyone.
By no means. I hope I didn't lead anyone to believe otherwise for an instant.
He's protecting him.
Thank you, Jim.
But the questions were not the right questions. The questions were loaded and were meant to just do him harm.
You're neither, Lloyd. Kitty and I.
Hi, Kitty.
Since 1936, since before I met Robert.
Yeah, because we know about her second husband and the ideologies and...
Sorry?
Who was this?
Say the name.
Roger Rob.
This guy, yeah. He goes into her
Did
space.
you have a Communist Party membership card?
It's like a gym membership.
I mean, presumably the act of joining the party required sending some money and receiving a card, no?
They are really going back for like I don't know how many years, 12 years they said or something like this. Kitty, gather yourself.
Communist Party membership card.
Haven't the slightest idea.
You go, Kitty. Grab
The
your
distinction
claws.
you made between, but
17 years ago. My mistake.
But you said...
Sorry, 18. 18 years ago.
18 years.
You don't have to answer that yes or no. You can answer that any way you wish.
I know that, thank you. It's your question. Well, I couldn't answer that one.
I couldn't either.
Okay. Let's go, Kitty.
Damn it, I happen to love this country.
Then tell them to go to hell.
It's not good he's telling everyone you initiated the hearings.
You can't prove a goddamn thing.
It doesn't need to.
I don't know what Oppenheimer said to him that day, but Einstein wouldn't even meet my...
See? I told you he was vindictive.
You mean it was more of an academic excursion?
No, it is not
Excursion, this
The
guy.
hydrogen bomb is a matter of life and death.
Exactly.
Said that he regrets Hiroshima. He'd do it all over. Why? Because it made him the most important man who ever lived.
He doesn't give me this.
The atomic bomb.
In fact,
This
Doctor, you
feeling.
assisted in selecting the target to drop the atomic bomb on Japan, didn't you? Well, then you knew, did you not, that by dropping that atomic bomb on the target you selected, that
He
thousands of
didn't.
civilians would be killed or injured. Is that correct?
He was not the only one selecting.
Bombing of Hiroshima was very successful.
Technically successful.
His
Technically,
bomb.
It was very successful. Been a target in Japan big enough for a thermonuclear weapon. Would you have been opposed to the dropping of it?
Do you want to drop on Tokyo?
Would you have been opposed to the dropping of a thermonuclear weapon on Japan because of moral scruples?
Oh my god.
Atomic bomb on Hiroshima because of moral scruples.
We set forth our...
no, you. I'm asking you.
I set forth our...
It was not his decision.
My job. I was not in a policy-making position at Los Alamos.
He's
I
just
would have done
twisting
anything I was
everything.
asked to do. Just as it had with the atomic bomb.
Just as it had with the atomic bomb, exactly.
His eyes are beautiful.
Scruples in 1945, plenty in 1949.
Dr. Oppenheimer.
But the Germans had the first.
Your strong moral convictions developed with respect to the hydrogen bomb.
Well, maybe he realized how much distraction.
That we would tend to use any weapon we had.
Yeah. How much distraction they can do with it.
J. Robert Oppenheimer, the martyr. I gave him exactly what he wanted. He should be thanking me.
Yeah.
Well, he's not.
Do we still have enough votes? Or is the crowning moment of my career about to become the most public humiliation of my life?
I hope the biggest.
Has come to the unanimous conclusion that you are a loyal citizen. To deny the renewal of your security clearance. A full written opinion with a dissent
Disgusting.
will be issued to the AEC in the coming days. That is all.
I bet with you that the one that voted for his clearance was the older guy. He seemed to be more towards him and he understood Kitty as well.
Robert.
Don't they get the sheets?
They lost. Don't take the shits.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. You'll get your shot. This evening, sir. You come out.
That's so unfair.
Well, there were a couple of unexpected holdouts.
I'm denied. Yeah?
I'm afraid so, sir.
I'm so sorry. Oh my god. My soul is crying for you.
Led by the junior senator from Massachusetts, young guy trying to make a name for himself, didn't like what you did to Oppenheimer.
What's his name?
Kennedy. John F. Kennedy.
Kennedy? Kennedy? Oh, Kitty.
Think that if you let them tar and feather you, then the world would forgive you.
We'll see.
You told me I'd be okay.
I
I
lied.
didn't have all the facts, did I?
Here's a fact. Maybe they should just invite Oppenheimer instead.
Maybe they will.
Oh, look, we even have the conversation. Okay. Nice. I really want to hear.
the man of the moment. You
Wow.
once held a reception for me in Berkeley. You gave me an award.
Yes.
They'll serve you salmon and potato salad. Next speech is give you a medal.
This is heartbreaking to see them all get old and
It won't be for you. It'll be for them.
I love Kitty. Nice, Kitty, you go.
When I came to you with those calculations, we thought we might start a chain reaction that would destroy the entire world.
Yeah, I remember that.
I believe we did.
Yes, you did. You did. You did. You did. You freaking did. Look at them. Oppenheimer. Written for the screen and directed by Christopher Nolan. Based on the book American Prometheus. I have to give it, guys. I do have to say that Christopher Nolan is making stunning movies in general, and I feel like all of his movies have like that wow and that immersive way of keeping the audience, and you know, the music, and they're beautifully visual stunning. I feel like this whole movie was a visual ASMR, honestly. Like it was amazing to look at and, you know, listen. And the actors, we had great actors in, and you know, the prosthetic they used to make them look older. It was everything, visual and audio. Or I can just give it like 5 out of 5 stars, yes. But I do have a little thing that I really didn't like. I personally felt that this movie was not meant for a global audience. I just feel like it's quite difficult to follow along, and there are, long story short, the movie makes you feel stupid. I really tried my best to understand everything and try to follow along, but in comparison with Chernobyl, I feel like this one lacked a little tiny bit the explanation side, the explanation of the scientific part. I mean, I'm a curious person. I would have loved to know all of this. I would have loved to understand it a little bit better. Well, I had an idea of, you know, how the movie was portraying his early life, his studies, his what drive him, and portrayed his character quite well. That part that is basically him being the father of the atomic bomb, and how the atomic bomb came to be, I would have liked it baby word explained a little bit, or maybe like a segment explaining, but I don't know. I think this is the reason that I'm not gonna give this movie a 5-star. I believe that when a movie is being made following real events, historical personalities, and, you know, events that are so important to our history and to humankind in general, have to be in such a way explained that a wider audience can understand. I'm not saying that I'm stupid. I'm not saying that I'm smart. I'm just saying that I consider myself average. So I'm just putting myself out there, you know. I would have loved to understand a little bit more from the movie. Let me know your opinion about this movie. I know that it was super expected and very hyped around it. Did it bring you that satisfaction? Did it bring you that, oh my god, this movie is like 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 stars, you know, like this reward, let's just call it this reward. I will give it a 4.5. A 4.5. It's my rate for it. It's a beautiful movie, beautifully shown, visual, audio, like I said, everything. Just that little thing I would have liked to be, for us to understand a little bit better. But at the end of the day, I do hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Thank you so much for considering subscribing to the channel, and I do hope to see you in my next one. Bye bye.